This new Chinese AI agent is insane. You are already behind. While you are still figuring out ChatGPT, China just dropped something that changes the game completely. A model that runs on your laptop, thinks like a frontier AI, and costs almost nothing to use. And most people have no idea it even exists. If you ignore this, you will be doing twice the work with half the results for the next year. But if you understand what just dropped and how to use it, you are ahead of 90% of people working with AI right now. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what Qwen 3.5 is, why it is different, how it compares to the tools you are already using, and how you can run it yourself, even on your own machine. I'm Paisley, and this channel is about helping you learn and actually use AI tools in your real work. Not theory, not hype, just practical stuff that saves you time and makes you better at what you do. And today we are talking about Qwen 3.5 from Alibaba. Alibaba's AI team, called the Qwen team, released Qwen 3.5 in February 2026, right on the eve of Chinese New Year. The timing was no accident. This was a statement. Qwen 3.5 is not just one model. It is an entire family of models ranging from tiny to massive. We are talking sizes from 0.8 billion parameters all the way up to 397 billion parameters. But here is where it gets interesting. The size does not tell the whole story with these models. And that is exactly what we need to talk about. There are essentially two series in the Qwen 3.5 family right now. The small series runs from 0.8 billion to 9 billion parameters. The tiny models are built for speed on edge devices and phones. The 9 billion is the flagship of this group and is a serious reasoning model. More on the numbers in a second. Then you have the medium series, a 27 billion parameter model, a 35 billion called the 35B A3B, a 122 billion called the 122B A10B, and a hosted version called Qwen 3.5 Flash. Production-grade models designed to run on private servers without a massive cloud bill. And then the flagship, Qwen 3.5 397B A17B, almost 400 billion parameters, native vision and language, available as open weights. But before you get intimidated by these numbers, I need to explain the trick Alibaba uses that makes these models so efficient. Because this is the part most people miss. The secret is something called mixture of experts, MOE for short. Here's the simple version. Most AI models activate everything every time you give them a prompt. Every single parameter fires. That is like turning on every light in your house just to walk from your bedroom to the kitchen. Qwen 3.5 is smarter than that. The 35 billion parameter model, for example, only activates 3 billion parameters for any given token. Out of 256 total experts built into the model, only 8 routed experts and 1 shared expert fire at any one time. The result? You get the intelligence of a 35 billion parameter model, but you are only paying the compute cost of a 3 billion parameter model. And the models maintain near lossless performance even when you compress them further with quantization. Smaller memory footprint, almost no drop in quality. That is why these models can run on hardware most people already own. But efficiency is only one part of the story. What really blew people away were the benchmark results. And I want to share the actual numbers with you because they are wild. The Qwen 3.5 9 billion parameter model. 9 billion. Tiny by today's standards. It outperformed OpenAI's open source model called GPT-OSS 120B on key third-party benchmarks. That is 13.5 times bigger. On GPQA Diamond, which tests graduate-level scientific reasoning, the Qwen 359B scored 81.7. The OpenAI model with 120 billion parameters scored 80.1. On MMMU Pro, which tests visual reasoning with images and charts, the 9 billion model scored 70.1. Gemini 2.5 Flashlight scored 59.7. That is not close. And the 35 billion medium model, the 35B A3B, according to Alibaba's own testing, it outperforms both OpenAI's GPT-5 Mini and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4.5. When I first started digging into models like this, I was overwhelmed. There are so many releases, so many benchmarks, so many claims flying around that it is hard to know what is actually worth your time. That is when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 members all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works. It taught me which workflows save time versus which ones waste it. The community shares real use cases and practical implementations. If you are serious about using AI to improve your work and skills, check it out. Link in the description. Most AI models that can see images use what is called an adapter, a vision encoder bolted onto the side of the language model. It is like attaching a camera to a person who has never seen before. They can process the image, but they do not truly understand it the same way. Qwen 3.5 uses what is called early fusion. Text and image tokens are trained together in the same latent space from the very beginning. The model does not see text and then images separately. It understands them together, the same way you do. On the Video MME benchmark, which tests video understanding and reasoning, the 9 billion model scored 84.5. Gemini 2.5 Flashlight, a much larger model, scored 74.6. That is a 10-point gap on video understanding from a 9 billion parameter model. And the new Qwen 3.5 series supports 201 languages and dialects. The previous generation supported 82. That is not a small update. That is a global expansion. All right, let's talk about the part that makes Qwen 3.5 not just a great model, but a genuine AI agent platform. This is where Qwen 3.5 goes from impressive language model to actual AI agent. Qwen 3.5 has built-in reasoning mode. You can toggle it on or off depending on the task. Harder problems, turn it on and let the model think through step by step. Simple tasks, turn it off for faster responses. That kind of control is something developers love. But more importantly, Qwen 3.5 has native tool calling built in. That means it can plan and execute multi-step workflows on its own. It can call external APIs, use a web search tool, run a code interpreter, and chain those actions together without needing elaborate prompt engineering to make it happen. Alibaba has built a framework called Qwen Agent specifically for building applications on top of this, and they have also released something called Qwen Code, which is an open-source AI agent designed to run in your terminal. It can understand large code bases, automate repetitive developer tasks, and help you ship code faster. If you do any coding or automation work, that alone is worth paying attention to. Now, I said earlier that you could run some of these models on your own machine. Let me explain what that actually looks like. All of the main Qwen 3.5 models are open source and released under the Apache 2.0 license. That means you can download them, run them, modify them, and deploy them commercially. No per-token fees, no API keys required if you run it yourself. The models are available on Hugging Face and ModelScope right now. If you are looking to dive deeper into AI tools and actually implement them in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI effectively. Everyone shares real experiences. What is working, what is not. Which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype, just solid information and practical guidance from people doing the work. It has helped me stay on top of updates and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in the description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You will get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 58,000 members who are crushing it with AI. I'll see you in the next one.